Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. Peace, blessings, and safety to all you sincere Akim. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or forbear. And I just want to do a quick reaction to another brother's video. All right, it's about an emergency warning that went out. The National Guard has been deployed, all right, in different states. And he played a short video clip, and I want to do a quick reaction to that video clip and bring out some prophecies pertaining to what we're getting ready to see. All right. And, of course, nobody knows the day nor hour, but we are able to line up the prophecies with what's going on, all right, in the present time, and prepare ourselves mentally, spiritually, all right, for what is to come. All right, and prepare ourselves by offering up these spiritual sacrifices to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai by being obedient. Okay, going out there preaching the word, it's in season, out of season, reproving, rebuking, exhorting with all long suffering and doctrine. All right, turning back to the law, that's the commandments. All right, turning away from the pagan customs of Babylon. All right, these are things that we do to show the Lord that we have faith in His word. All right, and if we keep His word, then He's going to keep us from the hour of temptation, which is going to come to try the whole earth. So let's go ahead and watch this short video clip. I'm going to bring out some scriptures, and Lord's willing, this is edifying to the elect.
This is major breaking news. We have National Guard troops being deployed in multiple U.S. states now, anticipating New Year's Eve. They are getting ready for New Year's Eve, and when this video comes out, it is approximately 48 hours until New Year's Eve, and they're getting ready for something big. All right, they're having National Guard troops deployed on the streets. They're having hazmat crews ready as well, and also the DHS has been tracking purchases tied to dangerous chemicals and dangerous substances that could potentially be released during these events as well. All right, this is happening in multiple states and multiple major U.S. cities, and you need to be getting yourself out of these areas if you are in them. All right, so let's get to the first state here where this is happening. And if we see something big like this happening, and I made a video just yesterday how the National Guard is preparing for a major radiological disaster. All right.
Amen. Shalom, shalom, all praises.
All right, and that state that he's talking about is New York City. I didn't see the full video from this actual clip. I did watch the full video from the brother, but I know that I'm talking about New York City, and I'm probably gonna go try to find the actual clip and articles so that I can find out what other states the National Guard has been deployed. But anyways, though, okay, we know that this lines up with biblical prophecy, and we know that the government has a lot of different plans, all right, for the people of the earth. They have, I think it's called the UN Agenda 2030. It's either the UN or the World Economic Forum, okay, the World Health Organization. One of those entities has an agenda called Agenda 2030, and that would be 2024 would be ground zero, be year one for that. So we don't know what's going to happen, in 2024, but we do know that according to these prophecies, that all hell is coming. All hell is going to break loose, soon come. And with the signs that we see, it seems that this time is imminent. So let's go ahead and bring out some prophecies real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Okay. So this, the Lord's people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and those who may look like other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, which you will know through the Spirit. All right, so we're speaking these words of prophecy in the ears of the Lord's people, all right, his bride-to-be. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. All right, incredulity meaning like the disbelief. All right, don't let it trouble you, because dark forces are ramping up. All right, and they're gonna try to sift people. Spiritual demon Satan is trying to sift people out of the truth. All right, family members are gonna rise up against you. Just prepare yourself for these things. All right, it says, verse 4: for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right, so all the people of the earth that don't believe in these words, they're not taking action now. All right, they're not going to be redeemed. When this time of trouble comes, it's going to be too late. All right, the Lord is coming for those who have kept his word of patience. All right, those who have done the works to prove that they got faith to the Lord. All right, everybody else, they out of here, man. Okay, so I'm read it again, verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. All right, so you look around you. That's all you see going across the face of the earth is wickedness, evil. All right, our people are just full-on degenerates, man. All right, you know, our people's minds are twisted. All right, you know, you can go to 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, to see, how people will be in these last days. Okay, perilous times. It says, verse 7, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Okay, profanely, like boldly. Okay, our people, they're bold, man. They actively tempt the Lord. They actively test the Lord. We tell them, we correct them with the words of the Bible, and they actively fight against it. All right. Okay, the Lord, he said he's not going to hold his tongue anymore. He says, neither will I suffer them in those things. I mean, he's not going to allow them to continue, exercising themselves in wickedness, Salakia, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. All right, the souls of the just, okay, which is the elect, all right, are continuously complaining to the Lord. Are you sighing and crying to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof? Because if you're not, chances are that you're a part of the wickedness. All right, this place, okay, America, Babylon is very vexing. You got to deal with Esau, Edom. You got to deal with these 2/3, these heathen nations. All right, and just all the evil and wickedness, perverseness that you see, okay, going on in Babylon. It says, in verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. And this is talking about spiritual Egypt, okay, America. So, we're led as a flock to the slaughter, all right, because we're in the valley of the shadow of death. It's nothing but evils and only evils, here, okay? But through the grace and mercy of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, we are still alive, and Lord's will, he carries us through all the way. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. All right, that's how you know it's not talking about Egypt with Moses. It's talking about spiritual Egypt, all right, where the Israelites would be prophesied to be, okay, the land of the north, spiritual Egypt, okay, the daughter of Babylon. All right, he said he's gonna bring them out and punish and smite Egypt with plagues. What are these plagues? We read it up here. All right, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. That's what's coming. Evils and only evils. It says, verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. All right, so those who till the ground, meaning like food makers, all right, they're going to mourn because it's going to be, famine out here. Their seeds are not going to give fruit. It says, verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, civil war, chaos. All right, this is also spoken of in Isaiah 19th chapter. All right, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, what is this going to? Okay, sedition among men, and people inciting men to go up against the government. All right, and invading one another, so people breaking in each other's homes. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So when the governors and the mayor and the police chief, all right, when they say everybody go back in the house, okay, there's gonna be rioting and looting and all kind of things. All right, Nobody's gonna listen. That's why they got the National Guard, because they're preparing for these things to come. That's why he said they deployed National Guard to multiple cities. All right, and they're just probably waiting on the edges of the city, preparing for New Year's Eve, preparing for chaos to break out. And then later on in the video, they were talking about some chemical attacks, potential chemical attacks. All right, and you know, we know how this devil gets down. They put it in movies. All right, they plan this stuff out. They plan these attacks just like 911. All right, planned attack, and then they come with the solution, or they use it to further their agenda. All right, so this is exactly what we know is coming. It says let's see, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. What is that? Martial law. Okay, because Homeland Security, the National Guard is gonna be out there. All right, hey, everybody, like, go back in your house. Curfews, all kind of stuff, because people are gonna be looting on the streets. They're gonna be going crazy, man. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right, so, hey, man, it's gonna be real ugly, because look at the people on the face of the earth, prideful, man. The Lord has to bring a great humbling, a great reset, and that's what's getting ready to happen. All right, all these prideful people are gonna be brought real low. It says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will call altogether the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south and from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. All right, so this is now going into World War III. All right, all the nations are he's raising them up to fight against each other. All right, to repay them for the things that they have done. Okay, done to them, which is talking about the children of Israel. All right, because every nation has had a part in their destruction. You read the Psalms, the 83rd chapter. All right, First Maccabees 2 and 10. It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. All right, the fire, ICBM nuclear missiles. Okay, from World War III. It says, woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. All right, so and we are the stones, the lively stones that's building the sanctuary of the Lord. All right, the Holy Spirit dwells within us. It said, defile not my sanctuary. It says, woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments. It says, I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. All right, so there you go. And that's what's getting ready to come upon the face of the earth, man. And, as we read, chaos and martial law, okay, all these different things. All right, civil unrest, all right, war, okay, people invading one another's home. All these things, man. Let me see. I think I skipped to verse 19. Yeah, I think I did. It says, 2 Ezra 15 and 19. I'm going to read that real quick. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, so that's what's coming. All right, that's that famine. Okay, the lack of bread. All right, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So people are going to be breaking each other's homes, killing, robbing. All right, all these things, man. All these things are getting ready to come. So, once again, just prepare yourself. And actually, I'm gonna, if you call yourself an Israelite, you shouldn't be partaking in these pagan customs, anyways. But let's bring out some scriptures right here. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 2. All right, it says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men. And the living will lay it to his heart." All right, the living meaning those who are quickened by this word, all right, are gonna take heed to that. All right, there, it is better to go to the house of mourning, okay, than to go to the house of feasting, okay. And that means going out there partying, drinking, trying to be in the scene, trying to be seen. All right, that's the end of all men. Every weekend somebody gets banged to deletion, man. Every weekend somebody gets hacked. Every weekend a woman gets raped. All right, she get drugged. Okay, and why do these things happen, man? Because you want to be out there partying, you want to be out there in the world, and the Lord ain't with that, man. All right, the Lord called you to be holy, meaning separate. All right, and there's nothing wrong with if you want to have a get together with other like-minded brothers and sisters in the truth, but for the most part, you shouldn't be out there in the general public hanging out with the 2/3 like that. All right, there's not really anything good going on, and especially not on days like New Year's Eve. Okay, especially not on days July 4th. All right. Definitely not on days like those. That's when everything kicks off. You go to these big music festivals, and like the guy in Vegas started spraying shells into the crowd. Right. That's the kind of stuff happens when you want to be out there, in the scene partying and all that. All right. And people that died at that Travis Scott concert. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of, evil vibrations and wickedness and witchcraft happening at these different events in the world, man. All right. It says, verse 3, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. Okay, so, all that laughing and playing all the time and joking around. Everybody wants to joke around all the time, man. And we're not in the time for that. All right, it's a time and place for everything. Verse 4, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. All right. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. Okay. Because the wise were mourning, were sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right. Praying to the Lord, saying occupied in prophecy. Okay. But the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. And mirth means he, joy all the time. All right. Mirth, amusement. Especially it's expressed in laughter, merriment. All right. So that the fool, that's all they think about, just having fun. Wee. That's all they think about all the time. Okay, dancing, jumping around. Okay, revelings. All right. This is all their mind is on, man. That's the mind of a fool. Let's go to I'm gonna come back to this, but let's go to 1 Peter chapter 4. All right, we ought to be separating ourselves from the people of the world. This is not our rest, man. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 1. For much then as the Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin. All right, so once again, man, sadness is better than laughter. All right, you're going to suffer to a certain extent. All right, but the Lord calls us a light affliction. And we have the Rakakwadash, the Holy Spirit, all right, which is the comforter. So it's never too much, And if you're feeling weak, pray for more strength. Verse 2, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of Yahweh. For this time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles. So that time has passed where we're trying to seek out and do the things that the nations do. All right. When we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, parties, and abominable idolatries, like celebrating Christmas, New Year's, Easter. All right. It says, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them, to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. All right. So the rest of the world, they in a house, they in a house of mirth. All right, merriment. All right. But the hopeful elect is in the house of mourning right about now. Okay. Ecclesiastes 7:4. The house of the wise is the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. Okay, verse 5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the songs of fools. All right. So there you go. Okay, it's better to hear the rebuke of the wise, all right, which is the man correcting you with the words of the Bible, than to hear the song of fools. You want to go out, you want to sing, you want to dance. All right, you want to dance. Okay, that's a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of foolishness. Okay, you know, the only song that you ought to want to hear is this song that's being brought out by the men you see out there on the highways and byways. That's the only song that you need to be listening to. Everything else is folly. Okay, but and I'll go, man. If I'll close out with this, Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. All right, verse 1: To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. Which time you think we living in right now? All right. Once again, we ought to be sighing and crying to the Lord. It says, Ecclesiastes 3:5 now, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Right now is not the time to be embracing. All right. You need to be refrain from embracing, separating yourself from the world. Okay. It says a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time of love and a time of hate, a time of war and a time of peace. All right. And that's the time we're coming into right about now. We're coming to a time of war. The peace is coming after that. All right. For those elect that are counted worthy to escape. Okay. And I'm going to close out with this. All right. Just keep all these things in mind. Luke, the 21st chapter and verse 36. And it reads, watch ye therefore. Okay. Watch your behavior. Watch everything that's going on around you. All right. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man, receive salvation. All right. So you got to watch and pray always, that you may escape these things that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. All right. Because those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. But Lord's will, this was edifying to the elect, wherever you may be scattered across the four winds of heaven, four corners of the earth. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Until next time, Shalom.